Hey guys, welcome back to ecigadvanced.com. My name is Cody, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 juices from Smokeless Smoking. The branded juice is 503 e-liquid, and their website is www.smokelessmn.com. We'll go ahead and get into pricing, I guess, a little bit about this. The 503 e-liquid, for 15 mils, it is $12.50. which comes out to about 83 cents a milliliter. For the 30 ml bottles, which these are the 30 ml bottles, it is 66 cents a milliliter or $20. You know, it's a little on the high end in the 15 milliliter size, but once you get into the 30 milliliter size, you know, you're getting into kind of high end juices there. So let me tell you what flavors I do have. I have Pomegranate, Lasso Menthol, which I'm assuming is like a tobacco menthol, Blackbird, Blend 4, and Citrus Bubble. Let me read a little bit about what they say on their site about their juice. It says, all 503 e-liquid is available in various nicotine strengths. They offer a range of 0 to 30 milligram and generally recommend 15 milligrams as a starting point for people who are new to vaping. Please select your strength and size below. All the e-liquid flavors have a specific PG-VG ratio. If you would like a mix such as 100% PG or 100% VG other than the default, please let us know via email. So it's cool that they're doing, you know, kind of their own custom mix. But if people have allergies to PG or VG, they are, you know, mixing it to each individual person, I guess, if you send them an email. So that's always nice to see companies do that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using my ProVary today. I'm using I believe this is a Stingray atomizer that I got from Vapor Venue. Let me see what atomizer, what ohm we're at. 1.6 ohm. It's nice and cleaned out. It's kind of turning red in there as it checks. And we're going to get started with Pomegranate. All my strengths of the juices are 10 milligram, which, as you can tell from my recent videos, is a little light for me, but that's okay. You know, I will tell you how I feel about it as I vape it. The juice is a nice light pink color. It doesn't look heavily, it's not colored or anything. You know, we're not getting any kind of neon colors. Do a smell. Wow, that smells like a very natural pomegranate. Like they took some juice and just kind of mixed it in with the PG and VG in here. So let's try this out, guys. I think I have this on 4.1 volts. So here we go. All right. Wow. So the pomegranate, this is what they say on their site. This is their description. It's light, fluffy, sweet magic. The best ever. Finally, a fruit flavor that you can vape all day. This champs our #1 seller. And I can see why this is their #1 seller. This is a really, really good fruit juice. It's nice and light. It's got kind of like it's not necessarily like a refreshing taste to it, but I guess where it's so natural, it tastes so natural. It is a refreshing kind of juice. I've tried lots of pomegranates. I love pomegranate, and this is quickly becoming my favorite pomegranate out of any juice that I've tried. So I'm gonna blow this out, and we will move on to the next one. All right, guys, got it blown out, and next up is going to be the Lasso Menthol, also in 10 milligrams. The description on the site says, a cold breeze on top of our rich, smooth tobacco flavor. Easily one of the best menthol flavors in the vape-o-sphere. So let's take a smell here. The color is just a nice, not necessarily clear. It's got kind of not brown, but it's got a tinge. It's kind of like champagne. You know, champagne has that different tinge. It's not clear, but it has like that gold kind of color. It's kind of the same thing I'm getting here. The smell, I don't smell menthol. I'm getting a really, sorry, a little juice leakage there. Getting some, it's definitely tobacco. Kind of a spicy tobacco. I don't know. But we'll go ahead and do it. Whoop. One thing I do want to mention, all these bottles do have the dripper eyelet caps, I guess. Some people like those, some people don't like those. For instance, if you're filling a tank or something, it's really not that hard to do because you can just fill a whole dropper full and plop it in there. Dripping like on the go kind of becomes a pain. If you want to fill your Genesis with it, it kind of becomes a pain. Although with a Genesis, you probably are going to use a syringe anyway. So keep that in mind. You may want to transfer these juices into other bottles if you're a dripper. Anyways, let's go ahead and try out the Lasso Menthol. Okay. So I didn't smell a menthol. There's definitely a menthol. All right. Excuse me. The menthol is a really nice cooling menthol. Just how they describe it, it's a light breeze. It's not overpowering. It's actually quite pleasant. It kind of reminds me of like a menthol cigarette. That type of menthol where it kind of coats your mouth, but it's not so strong that it burns your throat. So that's good that they did that. The tobacco in there is slightly overpowered by the menthol. It's not crazy overpowered. It's mixed fairly decently. And it is very reminiscent of a menthol cigarette. So I'm going to take another drag on it. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have the burning aspect. I know that's really hard to achieve in vaping for people out there looking for a cigarette-like juice. But this right here, if you are a menthol smoker, I see no problem with you converting to vaping with this Lasso Menthol. So I'm going to get this blown out because menthol tobaccos aren't my favorite and I don't want it to sit too long. We're going to move on to the next one. So give me just a second. All right, guys. Next up, we're going to be doing Blackbird. Blackbird is described on their site as a truly unique flavor featuring a berry base flavor with overtones of anise. This flavor is bold and distinctive, yet subtle enough for an all-day vape. Is that a contradiction? Yes. Is Blackbird the greatest e-liquid ever created? Most likely. I did spend some time with this. This was one of the juices. When I get them in, I kind of do a smell test. And the ones that pique my interest, I kind of take home with me on the weekend or for the night or whatever. And this one was, I've had some experience with this one. This one's really, really good. I enjoyed it. Although I'm a big anise person, it didn't kick like fluid to me, but it has a nice little undertone. The smell test, I'm getting a really strong berry smell. I put it as like a blackberry. I'm getting a nice blackberry or like a blackberry blueberry mixture. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It smells awesome. And just because I like it, we're going to go ahead and do some dripping with it. So here we go. This is the Blackbird 10 milligrams and the 1.6 ohm Stingray at 4.1 volts on the ProBerry. All right. So I kind of described it before, how it is. The flavor when you actually vape it, you don't taste the anise that much. It's more of a berry, really strong berry flavor. Like I stated, I'm getting a really nice black blueberry flavor. The anise is kind of an undertone, but it complements the berries extremely well. If you're a berry fan, or if you like blackberries and blueberry type vapes, you have to try the Blackbird. It is very, very good. So I'm gonna get this cleaned out, and we will move on to the next one now. All right, up next we have Citrus Bubble. The Citrus Bubble is not listed on their site, believe it or not. So I just we'll just do a smell test and see what it's like. The color is another pinkish color, a little bit more pink than the pomegranate. Actually, the pomegranate was a little bit more pink, so this is a little bit lighter pink. Yeah. Smell is like a generic citrus smell with bubble gum. It smells like maybe like a lemon lime bubble gum or a lemon bubble gum. It definitely has that harshness of like an acid type citrus. So it's kind of like lemon, lime, orange bubble gum. So let's do a couple drips and try it. I can't really tell you what it is because I don't have a description, but I'm sure I can pick it out when I vape it. Makes me feel fancy with the little dripper bottles there. I got to have my pinky out when I drip, you know. Anyway, here we go. Definitely getting a really nice bubblegum flavor. It's reminiscent of like Bazooka or Hubba Bubba or any of that like generic, I say generic a lot. It's any of that standard bubblegum flavor. That's coming across pretty prominent. The citrus, it's kind of like a background. It's kind of there when you smell it in the bottle, but whenever you vape it, you're getting more of the bubble gum. And the citrus is kind of like, I'm here, kind of. It leans more towards an orange, like a lemon orange. And it's not crazy strong. It's kind of like you have to pinpoint it as you vape it. It's one of those things you keep vaping just to see what it is. It's a really good flavor, though. Yeah. Could be an all-day vape for people who like gum. The little citrus in there kind of keeps it fresh. Thumbs up by me. It's a really good juice. So let me get this cleaned out. We're going to move on to our last one. All right, and we're back with our last one. The last one is Blend 4. It is described as packed full of flavor. We think this bold RY4 variant will be the best you've ever tried. We generally recommend this flavor for Marlboro Medium and Marlboro Red smokers. So it's cool that they kind of, people, I'm assuming they have a shop. When people come in or people email them about questions like, hey, I smoke Marlboro Reds, I want to quit. What juice do you have that's good for me? All the recommendations I generally see people start at 24 milligram. That's all I see. It's kind of cool that they've catered a flavor towards somebody who smokes, Marlboro Reds or Marlboro Golds or Mediums or whatever you want to call them. So let's see what the color is. A little bit darker. It's like a gold color. Excuse me. Let's see what the smells like. I'm getting that spicy tobacco smell again. Kind of is reminiscent of like the Flavor Art Dark Vapor. I'm kind of getting that in there, like the Tabasco-y kind of smell. But it all comes down to how it vapes. So let's do a couple drips and see. And here we go. Again, this is a 1.6 ohm Stingray atomizer at 4.1 volts on my ProVary, and this is the Blend 4. Definitely a spicier tobacco. It's reminiscent of the dark vapor, but I'm not getting it full-fledged from this. It's pretty nice. I can see how this would be something that, if you're coming right off analog cigarettes, how this would be something that you would want, a nice tobacco flavor. And this one hits it pretty spot on. It's not perfect in my opinion. It's a little one-dimensional. You know, it's just, if you've ever had an ROI4, you know, it's a nutty kind of tobacco. I'm getting a nuttiness in this. I'm getting a little bit of a spiciness, and a pretty natural tobacco. So would I recommend this to a new vapor as, you know, a tobacco replacement? Absolutely. So that was a quick look at 5 flavors from 503 e-liquid or Smokeless Smoking. They do have some other flavors that they did not send, which is totally fine. They also have a mixed berry, which is described as a bouquet of berry flavors. No basket or picking required. They also have another juice called Oasis. It's an aromatic Turkish tobacco flavor. We generally recommend this for camel smokers. Makes sense. Camels are a Turkish tobacco flavoring. There we go. So the Blend 4 is like a Marlboro. If you're a camel smoker, go for the Oasis. Cappuccino. It is a bold, rich espresso flavor with a hint of milk. Only available in decaf. So those are the only juices that I saw in there. The citrus bubble was not on the website, but if you contact them through their email, I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to fight off this little sickness thing I got going on. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, you can always comment in the videos. I check those all the time. Or you can come to our forums at www.ecigadvanced.com/forums. I'm always on there. I check that probably 4, 5, 6 times a day. Or if you prefer face-to-face contact, on Sunday nights around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am doing Google Hangouts. There is a max on there of 10 people. So show up pretty early. You can add me on Google Plus, I think is what it's called. My name is Cody Turner. Just look for a guy in a Falcons jersey. That's me. So I hope you all enjoyed the review. You guys have a wonderful day.